Good morning, everyone. My name is Charles Fernandez, and welcome once again to the 3D Upgrade Project. It has been a long time since my last broadcast, and for that I apologize. But I am happy to report that I have some additional assets that I will be adding to my Patreon for your downloading pleasure. I've managed to create a couple of human figures, some male bodies of varying proportions, and I will be happy to display those for you now. Let me grab them and relocate them so that you can see what I've done. As you know, adult humans come in a variety of shapes and sizes. And it's one of those things where, like, if you look at art books, they'll show varying proportions, like depending on how many heads tall they are. If you take a look at this is what's considered normal human male proportion here. They are approximately like 7.5 heads tall, something along those lines. And I've created these 3D models to be reflective of the varying proportions. And we've got normal, we've got what's called ideal, we've got one that is described as being a fashion model, which is significantly taller, and this one is the heroic, which is over 8 heads tall, which is incredibly large. Like, the head sizes remain fundamentally the same, but the body, like the ratio of head to body, increases drastically. So you will have a much larger, bulkier body if the head remains the same size but the body gets bigger. Like, the impression of how massive the person is will change drastically. So here they are in all of their different shapes. Now, the cool thing that I did here was you can change the shape, or you can change the scale. I created a blend shape between the heroic and the normal to basically create a sliding scale for however tall you need a person to be. So I created the fashion and ideal just by adjusting the blend shape value between these two, and the rest of it pretty much took care of itself. So let me show you how that works. Go ahead and turn these off. This one on. Zoom in. Blend shape. Now let's see if I can do a drag value. I don't know if I can. You can see that got half size. I used to be able to just drag it like a slider, but anyway, it's being difficult. But let me go through a couple different values. So this is the heroic, full heroic scale, and this is the normal scale. And then let's say you wanted to make him 10% larger than normal. That was wrong. It's inverted, so it's a little difficult to keep track of. So yeah, that would be 10% larger, 20% larger. Yeah, you get the idea. It's all 0.625, which is I think the ideal scale, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, so that wraps up this. Oh, it does not wrap up this demonstration here. I was thinking I was done. I also created some eyes. So let me get the render going here so you can see it. We need to update the full scene. There we go. Now I created a couple of different colored eyes. I got brown, got blue, got green, got blue-green, got a hazel. I have like blue with gold on the inside. Like they came out really nice as far as I'm concerned, but I also managed to give them a little bit of rigging as well. So let's see. You can hardly see anything. Like it's taking a while. So there's the brown, there's the green. I also created a very, very rudimentary skin shader, which is giving me some good results. So he's kind of like, he's got golden eyes. Well, I think his are maybe hazel. Kind of hard to tell. But check this out. I can dilate his eyes. And I can dilate them individually. So this guy's iris just got, his pupil just got enormous. And I can go the other direction as well. So those are on a sliding scale. That just looks so ridiculous. But yeah, like in highlight, in bright situations, your eyes would do that. The pupils would contract to limit the amount of light that your eyes get. It's basically the like your eyes, your pupils act as the aperture on a camera. It'll shrink in order to limit in bright situations, it'll limit the amount of light that the eye receives. So let's go back to, let's say 25%. That looks a little more average, I'd say. This 50% over here seems a little wide. And of course the full dilation looks really extreme. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So I will be uploading this on, I will upload all of these human models. Oh, let me show you the wireframe. It's actually, they're really simple wireframes. And these are definitely not to be considered high detail finished products. This I would consider to be a base mesh. that you can then import into ZBrush or some other sculpting program to create a more finished product. Let me turn that off so that it's not getting bogged down here. Let's see. That is approximately, let's see, that's in smooth mesh mode. Let's turn that. This is the base flat polygons, and it looks like garbage, but when you smooth it out, it looks a little more manageable. But in the non-smooth version, that is 3,000, close to 3,600 polygons for the whole body, not including the eyes, but the body itself. And you can see that it's really, really, really rough in the unsmoothed version. But if you're using smooth shade mode, you can get a surprising amount of detail. And I've got a lot of attention spent on the hands. I have a lot of polygons dedicated on the hands and on the feet, which, you know, if you're using a barehanded, if you're using, like, if you want to create something with a focus on the hands, you want a lot of detail there that you can work with. I have hands. I've spent a lot of polygons on the face and on the feet, and you can get rid of the feet if you're using boots. If you have somebody wearing boots or whatever, you can just sort of get rid of the feet and save yourself some polygons. But yeah, if you wanted to close up on the fingers or the hands or whatever, you could do that without worrying about really exploding the detail level on the whole body. But yeah, you can import this into ZBrush or Mudbox or whatever, and go to town on sculpting it to create something a little more elaborate and detailed. But this would be, I would consider, a starting point. So that's why I'm uploading it onto my Patreon page for you to download, if that is what you'd like. So that is that. Let me show a couple more eyes. This one's got blue-green eyes. But yeah, I'll be uploading all of the textures for the eyes as well. So if you want your tall character to have brown eyes and your small character to have, you know, blue-green eyes, you can switch them around however you want to do it. So this is what I've done. And I'll be coming back a little bit later on. I will be starting, I'll be doing a demo of a tool that I've been aware of for a while but haven't really used.